Hello. This is Els Kimmy from Bemis Crafty Corner, and today we have this little project. This is a viewer request. It is a pocket with a little tuck on the front, and we're going to do this one real simple, easy. This is a coin envelope project, so I'm going to get out some supplies and I'll be right back. Okay, so for this one, we're going to want ink and a dauber. You're going to want some adhesive. Whether you're going to use tape or glue, that's entirely up to you. But you're probably going to also want a glue stick for this one. You're going to want something to cut a notch if you choose to have a notch on your project. Corner rounder. You're going to want coin envelope, seed packet, something like that. It could be, something very small or something very, very large. It is entirely up to you. You're going to want something to cut with, whether you're going to tear with a ruler, cut with a straight knife, or a paper trimmer. You're going to want some paper to cover this, not cardstock. We want actual paper, okay? So digitals are good here if you print them on regular paper. And some book pages. You're going to want 2 book pages, okay? Or at least one that you can fold in half. So, let me move everything. We're going to come back, and when we come back, we're going to do the first part, which is actually the last part. You may also want some stamps to stamp on here. If you want to do that, by all means, get those out. And if you're using the acrylic stamps, make sure you get your rubber mat or your foam out so that you can stamp effectively. Some washi tape, decorating things, that type of stuff. I'll be right back. So, first thing we're going to want is to get our book pages. You can separate them. If you have a, signature, just leave it. And we're going to get out our glue stick, and we're going to glue these up. Okay? Now, I'm not worried about going edge to edge, corner to corner, because I'm going to trim that part off anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that in half and press. Just want to press it together. Okay, now we're going to let that dry. We're going to move on to the next part. So the next part is picking the envelope that we want to make this out of, and I'm going to use this one right here because I can. This is a seed envelope, and it has glue up here, that licky sticky stuff. I don't really want to use this for anything, so I'm going to grab my silicone mat here real quick, and I'm just going to add some glue stick to this across the top, and then I'm going to tuck it in. Tuck it into the inside, and that's just going to make that front flap a little bit stronger. Okay, so get that in there, press it down. There we go. It's not straight, but that's okay. All right, so now I have that in there. I'm going to let that dry. So the next part is just going to be to measure that. So we're going to let it dry while we're measuring. And my envelope is just about 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Okay. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Now I don't really want like a big thing on this, so I'm going to cut at 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. Okay, so let me go ahead and get my trimmer out and my paper. And since this is going to have book page at the bottom, I want something that has decoration at the top. I'm going to use this one. Okay. So I'm going to cut this 3 1/8 wide. Now, 3 1/8 is where you have your 1/4 inch and your 1/2 inch mark. You know, like it's that long one in between the full lines. Okay? So, I'm going to take that part off. And then 4 3/8 is the one between the 1/2 and the 1/4 inch. Right there. Okay? So, I'm going to bring the camera down real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right. So, if this is the 3-inch line, and you guys can't see that because of the glare. There we go. All right. So, if this is your 3-inch line, and that's 3 1/4, then 3 1/8 is that little long one right there in the middle. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about eighths. I know it's a little harder with the cutter than when I'm telling you with the scoreboard, because on that I can just tell you it's one tick one way or the other. This doesn't actually have the ticks. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the camera back up, get some stuff out of the way, and I'll be right back. So the next step here is to do our inking. If you're going to ink, do it now. So I'm just going to swipe some ink on here. And I'm going to ink the envelope as well. Okay. Then I'm going to glue this down on here. Okay? And I'm going to use glue for this. So this is my art glitter glue. I just have it in a bottle that has a bigger needle point on it. Makes my life a little easier. Alright. Alright, so I have that on there. Out. Looks good. So the next thing we're going to be doing is working with our book page, and for this we're going to be getting this stuff out of my way. For this we're going to be using the trimmer, so I'm going to get that out real quick and I'll be right back. I just want to trim this page down to like just the words. Okay, that's why I wasn't overly concerned about, you know, gluing the edges. Now I'm going to keep these because these are nice pieces and I can use them for other projects if I need a piece of paper. So I'm going to just put those in my thing here. All right, so the next part is the width. So our width, we want to come in just a little bit over here. We don't want to go quite all the way over. So since this is 3 1/4, I'm going to go about 2 1/2 across. So I want to go about 2 3/4. That's so I can tear some off of there. Keep that for later. And then just, you know, kind of fudging the size here, I'm going to go 3 inches. okay? And then I'm just going to tear this. Just like that. And ink it. Now, this is not entirely dry yet. I can still feel it's a little bit cool to the touch, which means the glue is still a little bit damp in there, but that's okay. And then the next part is going to be to cut your finger piece up here if you want to have a finger pull. We're just going to fit that in there. Pop that out, re-ink that. And then we're going to add this, okay? So we're just gluing on the two straight sides. We're just going to put this right here, following the line of our paper, not the edge of our piece. And that's pretty much it. So now we have this nice pocket here and a nice little tuck in the front for a smaller tag. And if we glue this on three sides and glue it into our book, we could certainly put a thin tag in the back as well. So that's it. That's our project. And it doesn't matter what size envelope we use. You know, you could use a really tall one and get the same effect. We could use a really small one. We could use one of these middle of the road ones, okay? Again, this, whether you're going to tuck it in or take it off, is entirely up to you. I just say that tucking it in just makes it a little sturdier in the front where you're going to put that finger tab, which is where all your stress is going to be. So I just say to glue that down in the front, okay? Now that I have that stuck in there. So that's it. If you want to decorate this, you could decorate this up. You could certainly stamp it as I've stamped this one. Just get out, you know, whatever stamp you want. Use whatever ink you choose and just, you know, do a little side stamping and make your tags and have a blast. This, if you pre-do these, I would say probably don't decorate with any very specific paper unless you have a specific style. If you have a style, then by all means, you know, go to town making these. But I don't think that this would work as a make-ahead project. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have. Push the button. Let's see what else. Check out the community tab here on the YouTube channel or scoot on over to the Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. Also, join us for our Projects of 24 challenge. We do a different challenge every year. And this year we're doing 52 cards in 52 weeks. That's a deck of cards making ATCs. So we have a list. There's a link in the description that tells you how to get to that. Check out my community tab here on the YouTube channel because that's going to tell you everything that I got going on, all my videos that are coming up, everything that is, you know, going to be posting, everything that is going to be free classes, things like that. It's all going to be there. So all you have to do is check that out. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye-bye.